Hello everyone and welcome back to Arma 3 Mod Review 17 Part 2, where we'll be looking at OPFOR vehicles. Now, as before, I'll be using JSOS for the sounds and BLUFOR for the visual effects. There's no units in this video because we've done units in the first part. If you want to check out the first part, check the description down below. But anyway, let's get straight to the video. Well, these Russians are really hammering this outpost. Good laws. Anyway. Right, so straight away with the armed forces of the Russian Federation, they have quite a lot of UAZs, all the ones you'd expect. One with an ATGM Metis launcher there, one SPG-9 for a recoilless rifle. You got your Dushtums, you got your AGS-30, you got your medical UAZ and your transport UAZ. Can you spot the medical one? Yes, it's just a stretcher thrown in the back of a jeep. Gotta love the Russians. Right, there's also, you got the support trucks, transport trucks, repair, rearm, you know, fuel. But there's two different kinds, there's Urals and Kamazes, so it's just depending on what truck you like best. They also get an American style towing tractor for towing aircraft. You got your standard BRDMs at HQ, you got the normal one with a gun, you got the ATGM BRDM, you got the normal BMPs here, BMP2, BMP Medical and BMP HQ. And the BMP3, one of my favourite BMPs of all time. These things are incredibly deadly. They come equipped with a 30mm cannon and a 100mm cannon that can fire high explosive rounds and ATGMs, which are pretty insanely fast. Like that one there. That was an ATGM. Did you see the rocket fire? Probably not. It was instantly dead. But from far away, you can see it fire. I'll try and get another shot off here with the ATGM if I can find another tank. Or another vehicle. That wasn't a tank, it was an APC. I think I'm stuck a bit on these railway tracks. I think that's free now. There's a guy up the road. Humvee, SC. The ATGM. Very fast. Very, very, very fast. ATGM there. But yeah, the has a machine gun as well, the PK. The standard PK you find on most Russian vehicles. But yeah, these things were the bane of my existence back when I played Arma 2 back in the day. Well, there's one mission where you started on the carrier on Cherno and you had to go inland and capture the island. The BMPs were everywhere. BMP3s would just ruined your day. And also it gets two machine guns in the front, which I just realised now. I never knew before. Really, really, really cool vehicle. So moving on to the Gazvodnitz. If the UAZ is the Russian Humvee, then this is the Russian MRAP. It's got less armour than MRAP, but is very fast and carries various different turret options, as well as a medical one, a BTR turret over this one, and this huge autocannon turret, which fires 30mm rounds and comes with high explosive and AP. So yeah, pretty deadly. I've never seen this one before, never encountered it in the wild, but I've intercepted the convoy here, and this gun makes short work of these Humvees and ammo trucks. And also, while having all this firepower, it can fit loads of troops in the back. About 4 or 5 troops in the back of this one, and many more in the other ones. It's pretty insane. Okay, moving on, we have the standard turrets that you'd expect. We've got the Metis launchers, a smaller one, and a bigger one. We got the cords tripods. They don't have Dushtums. They don't have Dushtums. They have cords, which basically the same as a Dushtum, but maybe more modern. I'm not too fluent in the Russian turrets really. But BTRs, I love the BTRs. BTR 60, standard. BTR 80, standard. BTR 80A, have you seen it? My favourite BTR, BTR 90. You have a BTR 90. These were literally the bane of my existence in Arma 2. On the same level as the BMP3. Now they have a ZU-23 anti-air truck. They also have these you know, APCs that no one really cares about because they've got BTRs and BMPs around. You got the Grads missile truck, and you got the Strela AA UAZ. Now in the background, can you see it? Another thing of bane of my existence in Arma 2, the Tunguska. The Tunguska! Holy crap, if you've never seen these things, they're insane. They get 8 insanely strong AA missiles. There's 2 there. Will he hit? Will he hit the plane? He hit! He's firing 2 more, 3 more, 4 more, 5 more. Another one goes down. one left. He goes for the other one. And he's hit him. Oh, he's tracking something else. It also comes with four 30mm cannons. And there they go. Really rapid fire. These things are actually really insane. Oh, Harry is firing back. He's firing his rockets. They're missing. Oh, he's been hit. He's got to break off. He's been hit. He's breaking off the attack. Will he get away? No. He's gone. And that's the Tunguska. 6 aircraft, V1 Tunguska, all aircraft destroyed. Absolutely insane vehicle. But anyway, tanks. The Russians get T-72 and a T-90. Now the T-90 is one of my favourite tanks in the entire world. But nothing beats the Challenger 2, of course, as I'm British. Because these eyes are really cool. They disrupt ATGMs coming in. They basically like kill the missile as it comes towards them. So the missile flies off. So the missile flies off in a different direction and doesn't hit the tank. There's also an alarm that plays when there's a laser on you. When there's a laser connected with the tank or around the tank, an alarm plays for the crew so that they can deploy countermeasures such as smoke and turn the turret towards the enemy. I'm not sure that's in this mod though, but that is a feature of the tank in real life and why I love it so much. It has normal PK, it's got a 125mm cannon with some interesting noises when it reloads. And it's got a cord on the top, which is you don't have to be outside to use it, which is really good. No animation when you fire the gun. There's no shell that pops out the top. Sadly, there is an RHS and stuff like that. So I think the big difference between this and RHS is this has less detail and RHS has more detail. But this mod has more vehicles, loads more vehicles. You can also fire ATGMs, but good luck aiming, since when you fire the smoke is enormous. And I love the thermals that the Russians get, because it's orange. It's not white hot, it's orange hot. Which is a bit interesting to me. So I'm just trying to test if the eyes work. So I've got a tow launcher. There's the alarm. But the missile hit the tank. I'm not entirely sure if the eyes work. I feel like they're just for show. Which just saddens me, because that's one of the best things about this tank. So cool that the eyes deflect missiles in real life, although not for newer generation missiles. Back in the day, yeah, but newer generation missiles doesn't really work. Moving on, we have the Pachela PT, the Russian drone, which often kamikazes me when I'm playing missions. The MI8s, yep, you got a medical one. You got just a normal MI8. You got the M8 with guns. There's not really like anything special. You got the M8 with a ton of rockets. The rocket one is insane. The KA-60 here, not to be confused with the KA-50, which I always confuse it with. The Mi-24 with the big cannon. If you don't hear a minigun sound being shot at you when you're fighting with an Mi-24, take cover, because it'll have this cannon and it'll be absolutely mental. That cannon is very, very dangerous. But the minigun, like this one here, also very dangerous, but not armor penetrating dangerous. You got the KA-50, not to be confused with the KA-52. This one, much more sleeker design. Look at these rockets though, these ATGMs. And the Mi-6, the gigantic Mi-6. I think you can also see it in the background for the intro. We're getting to it. There's the Su-34, Su-25T, one of my favourite jets in the entire world. And you know why? Because it has a boatload of rockets. I'm sitting on 256 rockets. What? Dumbfire rockets, of course. What's that I hear? A convoy is taking a picnic? Goodbye, Mr. Convoy. I'm pretty sure I missed most of those rockets, if I'm honest. But no more convoy. Mission accomplished. Ignore the gear. I fucked the gear up on takeoff. But never mind. Su-25T. Sick. Now we move on to the mighty light attack craft. This boat, and also this hovercraft, is huge and mental. Now, it is really fast. We're doing 120 on the water. It's like a speedboat. It's a hovercraft. It's got these massive engines at the back. It's got 44 dumbfire rockets at the front, and they really are dumbfire rockets because I've no idea. There's no aim. There's literally no aim. It's got 2 CIWS turrets, but they're not. They're like bigger than CIWS, but they're miniguns, bigger caliber miniguns, and they F shit up. They really do. Look at this. We're attempting the beach landing. There's some enemies on the beach, and they're just opening it up. Look at this. It's so much firepower. Of course the Russians have to have it. Look. Oh, they get out of the tank instantly. Disables. And Toswell hovercraft just drives straight onto land. However, I feel like Arma's physics engine is a little bit limited in the fact that we can't actually move any further. So it only works on water. No matter, we can still deploy our squads. Literally like 5 squads of infantry packed into this thing. It's just mental. Absolutely mental vehicle. Well, they are spouting some Russian. Anyone know any Russian? Let's have a listen. Okay, it is slightly glitchy, I'll give it that. It's slightly glitchy. Arma's physics engine is a little bit limiting, but that's the Russian forces in this mod. Moving on, we have the Cherno-Russian movement of the Red Star, which is a mouthful. We towing tractor, it's literally a tractor, but not even a good tractor, it's an old tractor, a really crap tractor. And we have the fairly basic turrets. They're basically just Russian turrets, but the worst versions of them. So like there's just an SPG, no like big Metis tripod. They have a lot of pickup trucks, and you'll notice the rebel factions in the Cup mods have quite a lot of pickup trucks because they put all types of weapons on them. Now you get your basic UAZs, you've got your grenade launcher, your Metis, your ATGM, your recoilless rifle. Then you have this ZU-23 and the aircraft gun on the back of a pickup truck. Interesting. We also have SPG-9 on the back of a pickup truck. We have AGS on the back of a pickup truck with their unique camouflage. You've got normal UAZs. You've got some different kinds of pickup trucks if you'd rather these ones instead. They only have machine guns on those, so be careful about that. We have an MLRS pickup truck. We have the rockets from the Su-25 on a pickup truck. What the flaming fuck? What rebel was snorting the paint thinner when they thought of this? Anyway, we have the support trucks, as you'd expect to have in any faction. We have different types of AA launchers on pickup trucks, because of course, on pickup trucks. We have different camouflages for the bites. Flaming red, because that'll be the colour of your burning wreckage as it drives down the road. Now you have your crap APC, you've got your BRDMs, you've got your standard BMPs, as you'd expect from now. We've got your BTRs, you've got your 60, AE and AEA, you've got your ZU-23 truck. Oh, let's skip the tanks for a second and look at the shelters. You've got shelters, these things are absolutely deadly. You've got a shelter with a radar, shelter without a radar, guns can point straight up, there's 4 of them, and they're 23mm and very rapid fire. Also very loud. Oh, Jesus, my ears. Very, very rapid fire. Like, I don't know what the rounds per minute is, but I'm pretty sure... Oh, that crane's just gonna go. I'm pretty sure if you... That crane's got a really bad damage effect. Whatever. It's like, if you see a chimney, I don't want to see a chimney. Yep, gone. I'm pretty sure if you continually fire this thing, you'll be out of ammo within 1 minute. So that's the shelters. Now we move on to the tanks. You've got a T-72 standard and a T-55A. A very old tank and kind of useless when going up against Abrams, but at least you have one for the faction. You've got 2 Mi-8s, one with guns, one without, and an Mi-6. And that is the Cherno-Russian movement of the Red Star. Now, swiftly moving on to the Sahlani Liberation Army, which is slightly harder for me to say at least, but less of a mouthful. Now, they get a towing tractor, and it's literally a tractor, but a modern day tractor, which is nice. And they get this militia UAZ, which is cool. I like the artwork for this. Not saying I like the camouflage, just like the art. I like the something that's different. That's the standard support trucks you come to expect from now. And you get BMPs, the standard 3 BMPs that every other faction gets. So it's standard 3 BTR that every other faction gets, but different camouflages. I'm not sure why that's so green. And your standard APC, you got another T-55A. And we got Hueys, straight onto the Hueys. You got your armed Huey, you got your heavily armed Huey with rocket pods. You got your unarmed Huey, you got your medical Huey. And your gunship Huey with miniguns, rocket pods, guns. Oh, right. We have our Idler UAZ. We have our Shilkers. We have our ZU-23 on the back of a truck. We have our heavily armed MA8s and our unarmed MA8s. We have a KA-50. It's big cannon, huge cannon on this one. And our Mi-24, just the standard Mi-24 there. Comes with an Mi-6 as well. Su-25T, Frogfoot with a different camouflage on the side, which I really like. Your standard Su-34 and the transport aircraft, but World War II transport aircraft, so it's a bit crap these days. And we have a landing craft, which is interesting. I like how this faction gets landing craft. Really cool. Because Sahlani, the island, is just an island chain, so landing craft and a hovercraft acceptable for this faction. And that's pretty much it. So moving on. Now we have the Tatistan army, which was the enemy or the OPFOR unit side for Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead. So you get your basic tractor, you get your Shilkers and your aircraft guns, you get your Idler and the Strela UAZs. On the back of a Land Rover, though, is that one, and your support trucks. You get your basic UAZ compact vehicles, transport one. You got your Dushkams, got your transport one without a cover on top. You got your Praga support trucks, which are not sure why you use these because they are pretty bad. Pretty bad. You got Land Rovers, thanks to the British for this one. The Land Rovers are here on the OPFOR side, sadly. And we got SUVs for transporting those people of interest, VIPs. And we have really old school BTRs here, really old school BTRs. Not really worth that much. The BTR-60, BTR-80 and BTR-80A. You got your BRDMs, the standard 3 that you've expected to see by now. They're in every faction because they're easy. Yeah, M113s though, like the American M113, this faction gets that. Be it for the 3 BMPs you'd expect from now. Also get some BMP-1s, BMP-1P. The BMP-1 is the one with the ATGM on top of the gun, and the BMP-1P is the one with the ATGM on top of the turret. Also gets a ZU BMP with an anti-aircraft gun on top of a BMP. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. You got your Grad artillery. You got your Bites with all rusted paint. See, this faction doesn't care about the paint jobs of their Bites, which is going to be their downfall. Now they get Cords, so those big turrets. You get your Hueys, ignore the Mi-8 sunk into the ground. You get all your basic Mi-8s, you get all your basic Hueys. You get an Mi-24D, which can carry bombs, like most of the Mi-24s. This one has a really cool camouflage with the eyes up top. Like this camouflage. You got the Mi-6 and its 2 variants. And tanks, this is interesting. T-72, T-34-85 from World War II. And T-55. The T-34 should probably be in a museum, but it's here on the front lines fighting the war. We have an AN-2, pretty bad plane. Honestly, this thing's actually kind of cool because you can take off and land in really weird locations because of the runway. You don't really need a runway for it. You got the L-39 Albatross and your Su-25T and the C-130. Because, of course, this faction is sponsored by Americans, but it's fighting against the Americans, but that's how the Americans fight their wars. Anyway, and lastly for OPFOR, we have Tatistan Militia, the rebel faction for OPFOR. They have a fair few vehicles. So they have BTRs and the crap APC, I'm refer to it as from now on. They get your anti-aircraft gun, ZU-23 anti-aircraft gun, which is deadly to anything. You get a fair few turrets, but not incredible turrets. You get your support trucks in the background. And you get an armada of cars. Of course the militia get an armada of cars. Look, they just get a pickup truck and they strap anything they want to it. It's just, look at it. It's just a sea of pickup trucks. And in the back, there's like heavily armoured pickup trucks. Like well, of course, they're the rebels. They're the OPFOR rebels. So they're obviously going to get pickup trucks, because that's all these forces ever use in real life is pickup trucks. Stuff, random things strapped to pickup trucks. All they can find. Because they're the rebels. They're the guerrillas. That's what they do. And these heavily armoured trucks, normally used for like suicide bombing. You know, it's just like it's just a sea of pickup trucks. This faction should be renamed to pickup trucks, because that's all it is. Thanks for watching part 2 of my Arma 3 mods review number 17. Now, make sure to stick around for next episode, where we'll look at independent factions as well as civilian factions, as well as to check out whatever the hell is going on here. Don't you just love the AI in Arma? Incredible. Make sure to check the description down below for the mod links, and make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next part, which will hopefully be the final part.